Hello everyone. So I'm here for a checkup on the garden. This week is a little bit different. We've had major storms and the garden took a hit in a lot of areas. So while I'm still going to do my garden tour, things are a little bit different and the update is going to be a little different because of that minor setback, but nonetheless, stay tuned. All right, guys, so I'm starting my garden tour over here in the main garden. It's been a lot that has been happening with the storm that we've had. So prayerfully and um, great, I'm so grateful that this area of the garden did not really take a major toll. There were some things, but nothing major. But I'll start over here. I haven't had a chance to do much because I'm still cleaning up. So I'm just gonna kind of share with you, just basically doing just a general tour. So here, right here, are the sweet potatoes. It's because of the rain that we've been having. They have been doing great because of the rain. I'm shocked the winds did not break any of my plants out here. So surprisingly, they're all doing well. This area here has a squash plant. This is the squash plant that I had in my greenhouse. I'm not sure the variety because the tags got mixed up all over the place. So I planted it here. I was trying to save some of the other ones, but they did not fare well. So I'll probably end up just adding another variety of squash here. But this should be acorn. If not, we'll see. And that's that stinging nettle plant that I have yet to plant because I haven't had time to decide if I want to plant it or just get rid of it, because I have a ton of stinging nettle. I just hate to get rid of it, so it's sitting there. And then here's some peanuts. They're doing okay. This is some cilantro that blew over that I haven't had a chance to do much with. That was something I started from seed inside of my seed room, but I haven't had a chance to do much with it. Just like inside of this pot here is some my cucumber plants and some of my butterfly peas. I will get to those tomorrow. This one here, these were just some that took a beating in the sun, and I tried to move them to a different area, but my partial shade areas are full, so I just put it back over here. And then these are all sweet potatoes. Right here is some watermelon that I haven't had the chance to plant out yet because I haven't had the chance to come out here and harvest these, but I will. So once I harvest these cabbages, then these pots I'll use that to plant my watermelon. And then these right here are all sweet potatoes. That's some watermelon there. These are sugar babies here. And then cabbages that are heading up so beautifully. But I am about to try to hurry up and get them out of the garden. Some butterfly peas here. Once I harvest some of these, it will be another butterfly pea there. But look at the cabbages though. I can't complain. They're heading up quite nicely. And then another watermelon. Have this here set up. Didn't get a chance to put my drip irrigation up here on this pole, but I will. All of that is coming before the next tour of the garden. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and pull. I still haven't had a chance to pull all of these berries from off of my strawberry spinach, but I'm going to pull them. And here I'm decided I'm going to put some borage just for this year anyway, because everything else I'm just not going to be able to get to it because I have so much to clean up. And then my blackberry plant here, I tried to cut some of these off, but they're kind of in there, so I'm just letting it kind of do what it's going to do because I really need to clip those off, but they're kind of in there, so I just left them alone. And then my blueberry plants over here, I did see a couple of blueberries coming in here. I'm sorry, a couple of blueberries there. Some blueberries here. Some blueberries here. So they're coming along. Some little ones, but they're coming along. And this here is some bush beans that I planted. This was my old blueberry plant that didn't root. It just did not take well. I'm sorry, let me get these weeds while I see them. And so I decided to put bush beans here. I was gonna move them, but I just don't have the time, so I'm just gonna leave them here. Probably add more to it actually, but I'm definitely not gonna move them. I was, but it's too much other things that has popped up. And then of course some raspberries that are coming in, looking so beautiful. And I'm wondering if this is actually, yeah, these should be my raspberries or blackberries. They're getting dark, but we'll see. They should be raspberries. But then my corn, so with the storm, the corn, some of the corn did fall over, so I did stake it back up, but everything is still flourishing. They're starting to get their little things here. So I am trying to decide if I'm gonna leave them right here, because this is where I originally wanted them here to begin with, but every year if we get storms here, it takes a hit. And apparently we're not done getting storms yet. So I'm a little nervous about leaving them here, but I just don't have any other place that I feel comfortable putting them. I could put them there, but the whole point of the sweet potatoes being there so they can vine over the fence. But we'll see. I had to gather up my mesh coverings from my garden beds over there, so they were spread out all over the place. So I just put them right here temporarily. Where you see these little white buckets with the little Home Depot bucket inside is for getting ready to start the little pergola system for the tomatoes. That's where he was at, getting things together for that before the storm hit. And we've had a storm 2 days back to back. So my fence back there has fallen down. So yeah, it's a lot we got to get done. My tree there, I don't know if you can see it. That piece right there is what's left, and we got to do something about that because it's split right there. I don't know if you can see where it's split right there. So some of these projects took a hold, or is on hold until we get some of this area done. But he's going to stop. He's just going to try to prop that up really good so my dogs can be able to come out, and then we'll get back to some of these, and then he'll go back there and fix that permanently. And then, but these are the tomatoes. Some of them have tomatoes on them, some don't, but despite the storm, they're all still standing. I put these bamboo stakes in them so that I could get ready to trellis them once he put the pergola up, but the wind has shifted them all, but they didn't break. I so shocked. The bags fell over, but they did not break. And then over this way, in here, everything in here is actually, it benefited from the storm, to be honest. Everything in here is looking amazing. I'm gonna harvest that cauliflower head over there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna harvest that. Let me see if I can focus it. Come on, you can focus it. I'm gonna harvest that head there. But everything else in here is still going. My little shade cloth split with the storm right here. Took a split, but everything in here is doing beautifully. The rain did my garden wonders. Over here, the radicchio, the beans are all holding up quite nicely. The potatoes held up quite nicely over here on this side. Again, the tomatoes, the beans, everything. The poles are leaning, but we're gonna get them all together. And then the amaranth, the sweet Annie, and those, the squash plants here in the front, nothing happened. So I'm grateful for them. Grateful. Over on this side, as I make my way around, this corn is still standing. Again, I put more bamboo stakes on these, but again, nothing, like I said, nothing broke. I have to move that because it's tangled in there. I was gonna try to move it, but I can't. Nothing broke, but it's just, again, just all leaning. Corn here, the tomatoes there, the tomatoes here, and even the tomato and the corn here. Didn't get a chance to move that one just yet. And this area is actually overgrown, so it's time for me to harvest some of these lettuces out of here. But everything in here looks beautiful. The storm did this area beautifully. Very, very healthy. Okay. In here, same thing. Look at that broccoli right there. It's doing amazing. Doing really well. The marigolds, the collards, cabbages, watermelon, more broccoli. Even back there, the big leaves you see are squash. They're doing well. It's even this, I see a little squash back here. Let me see if I can undo this a little bit so we can get to it. There we go. So yeah, it's one back here that I need to harvest. That one's doing well, so I'm probably gonna harvest those tomorrow. I got another one on the other side, back over there, back over in there. I don't see, let's see what we have back here. Oh yeah, this is zucchini right here as well. I don't know if you guys can see that little zucchini coming. There's another one there. The pollinators have been in there. That's a good thing. Right along here, some watermelon and some zinnias are doing okay. My little thing fell off my greenhouse here, so let me, oh yeah, we're not gonna do that. It's tangled in there. We're gonna get to it, but I don't want to break nothing because I really don't want to rush. But everything along this way is doing pretty good. The covers blew off of these, but that's okay. It's time. Look at them, they're flourishing. I planted some beans over there. They've come up. The cabbages here, I have not moved yet, but I just think I might just leave them and just go ahead and finish planting my beans here, because I just, at this point, there's so much other things that are taking precedence over that. Over here, some zucchini is doing, I see the female flowers are coming in over here, so these are doing pretty good. Over here, another squash, yellow squash, straight neck squash. Over here, the cabbages are doing well. It is time for them. Doing amazing. Some broccoli here. That kohlrabi is about to come out because it is ready. Let's check on this kohlrabi. This one is starting to bub up down there, but it's not quite ready. And then back under here is some chamomile that is not quite ready. But for the most part, there's some nasturtiums in here that are flowering. Some celery back there. Another little head back there of broccoli coming in. This is some cauliflower forming right here. So the rain did this area wonders. So right here, as I get ready to head out, I have some green stalks, because if you did not catch that other video, I did 4 of my green stalks. They did not fall over due to unsturdiness. They fell over because of that. So we have yet to get to that area right there right now. I don't know if you can see that. But they fell over because of my gazebo. But the other ones are still standing. So it was this one. So I am trying to work through it. So it's still a work in progress, but I said, let me just show you where I am in this process of getting things together. So this is where I am. As unpretty as it may look, this is where I am. Watermelon here, doing really, really well. The zinnias are doing really well. I have an extra Ella campaign here that I'm going to put somewhere. But my Malabar spinach, like I said, the rain came in and everything just soared. But I'm not mad. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Look at the zinnias. I mean, yeah, they're just look amazing. They look amazing. They're beautiful. Look at that. I have 0 complaints. Over here, the butternut squash is finally, look at that. Yep, so there, things are going. I'm gonna try to push my peas back up a little bit. They took a hit. Look at that, look how thick that is. I've been out here playing in the dirt, so my nails are dirty, but look at that. As a fact, I'll just take that and snack on that when I get in the house. But look at those. So let's look at it's some beans on here. I just saw them when I went, yeah, so there we go. There's some beans down there, cranberry bush beans. So yeah, everything is coming along. This area, I'm sorry, that's my carpenter working. This area is doing really well. The nasturtiums, everything. I did pull some of these, but we have some more coming, the chamomile. But this area didn't do too bad. So if you look right here, I did have to move all of the green stalks from this area. They're over there in that corner, with the exception of the 4 that fell. So the 4 that fell, I just have to revamp them. So I'm not gonna stack them until I kind of finish planning on how I want to do them. My 4x4 here did not really take a hit too bad, but I do have to come back over here and revamp, so some things did get blown. But look at that Swiss chart over there, the Premier KO. Everything is still okay. It did kind of take a little bit of a hit, and I got to get it all back together. My greenhouse. So here, it took a hit right here. So we're in the process of trying to get this back together once we finish with the coop. And for the most part, the damage in here was more so from just lack of being able to get to it. So today is water day, so we're going to go ahead and water things. As you can see, some things are toppled over, some things are doing okay, some things aren't, but we're just doing what we got to do to get to the rest of the garden. But I'm hoping to get most of this stuff out of here so we can just revamp this space, because we do have to repair the greenhouse a little bit. Okay, so this area is looking a little funky because of that, but some of the plants are still doing okay. And then all of my plants along, all of my herbs, they're doing wonderful. They did not take any hit at all. They kind of just went with the flow, and they're all doing really well. I had to put some of my plants that were from my seed room up against this area because we had to move some things. So some things are kind of blending in, but the mullein, the spearmint, the valerian, chicory. I said that was wild lettuce last time. It's not. It's wild licorice. My red clover, stinging nettle, marshmallow plant, my horehound. Oh, my clary sage did take a hit. I'm just now seeing this. So yeah, the sage is taking some kind of hit. Some kind of bug is hitting the sage up, but it's okay. We'll look at it, figure it out. Watercress, catnip, lemongrass. Over here, the lemon balm, spearmint, and sage. And so this is some of those other green stalks that kind of fail. We're going to kind of get that together. I only put one back together. That area that's kind of hiding most of the time because you can't really see it, but that area is flourishing as well. I'm going to pull all of that spinach out of there because it's starting to get a little too warm for that. But the strawberry and the cherry blossom, the lilac, and one of my blackberries is what fell. So just over here is where all the green stalks are. So they're over here in this area until we are able to get that area back together. So none of these took a hit as far as falling or anything. So there's a real tight space over here, but this is where we had to put them at. We took a wheelbarrow and put them in there and wheeled them on over here. So we did not have to take them apart and disturb anything. So for the most part, they're doing good. Onions are doing good. I did have to put some of my carrots back, but you know, what can you say? But again, this is that area here, so I can't really get too in depth in it because it's so tight over there. So the goal is to, it's sitting on the power line, so they're supposed to come and help remove that. And then we're just going to take it apart because the leg bent on it. We tried to bend it back, but we know if we sit it back up, it's going to fall. So we're just going to disassemble it and purchase a new one, or either build one. So that's the goal. And I'm trying to make this one super quick, guys, because I can't really get into the depth of things because there's still so much to be done. And so this is, of course, leaning on my pond, so these rocks are falling. So we are going to have to go back over here and revamp that little area. But meanwhile, beets are still doing okay. And over here in this area, we're going to go over there. I did have to set my grapes back up, but everything along the walkway, nothing was affected. Now, I will say that the potatoes on this side did not fare as well as the potatoes on the other side. So these did fall a little bit. They fell with the wind, but nothing broke. So for the most part, these are doing okay. I'm going to try to attach something to build them back up. But for the most part, only this one failed. This was the tallest, but everything over here is still actually doing really, really well. Everything, as you can see, Nothing took too bad of a hit. That right there is just some lettuce I took out. I set it over there because I wanted to compost it back in. But nothing over here took a hit. This self-heal is growing out of control. And then my grapes, I did have to stake them back up a little bit. Some of them are still falling. But as you can see, they're still thriving. So nothing really poured out the ground. I just have to take these and kind of push them back up so that they can get that airflow. So that's the goal. I did manage to pull everything off my lettuce table so I can get this amended, add more soil. And I'm going to probably put some potatoes in here in the front and some watermelon in the back with a trellis. That's what I'm thinking I'm doing there. Bucket tables, doing really well over here. Cabbages, eggplant, okra. It did not, that one looked like it's taking a hit, but it's still standing, so we'll see. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. So I'll just come back and kind of fix some of this back up a little bit. And then these two here, so I'll probably pull this one and plant something else in the space. And then over here, the pepper table, I did have to stake this one a little bit after the fact because it started leaning. But the peppers are getting heavy too, so I'll attribute it to that. But pepper table is doing great. And then lastly, this set of buckets are also doing well. Again, nothing over here was affected. I'm so grateful. I really am. Like I said, the only thing I can say that took a hit was my siding, if you saw the video, but it's been repaired. We've had that repaired today. The gazebo and part of my fence, of course, the tree, and then my shed and my husband's lawnmower. So you can see the shed from right here. So I got people out here fixing things. That's where you hear us talking. But the shed, that's the damage from the shed. So we'll just have to get a new one. We're still cutting the parts of the tree apart and just disposing of that. But the trees, my apple tree, peach tree, they're still standing. Everything is doing well. Progress in the coop there. He's got the lights going in there and everything. So most of this is already being done as well. So he's installed a little window there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's coming along. It's coming along. But that's it, guys. I wanted to make this as quick as possible because I have a lot of work to do. Thank you guys for inboxing me. That made me feel really special, just checking on the homestead and just checking on us in general. Like I said, everything out here can be replaced. It really can. None of my chickens were out here. We weren't hurt. It's just a little devastating when you put so much work into something and Mother Nature, acts of God is what happens. But it happens. So what this taught me, though, is just to make sure that you put precautions in place. So nothing out here can't be fixed, and that's the beauty of it. So it could have been worse. There's so many other homes around me that were literally, trees were in their roofs, and in Streeter there were houses leveled, Streeter, Illinois. So I have zero complaints. It's just, again, just pick yourself up, get back out here and just plant, because guess what, it's just seeds. So with that being said, again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for staying this long if you have, and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it. And as always, happy growing.